Signal drift override, breaking the line, cutting through the noise like a warning sign, riding on the pulse of a fierce design, lost inside the wave where the beats align. Kick drum storms in a rapid flare, patterns collide in a rhythmic snare, vocal slices echo in a sharpened sweep, carving through the night where the pulses leap. Breakdown softens like a distant hum, silence falling slow as the beats grow numb. Then the lift explodes with a blinding flash, pulling all the pieces back in the clash. Signal drift override, breaking the line, cutting through the noise like a warning sign, riding on the pulse of a fierce design, lost inside the wave where the beats align. Signal drift override, cutting through the noise like riding on the pulse, lost inside the wave where the beats align. Waveforms fade into scattered spark, trailing softly through the lowering dark, but the signal waits in a buried tone, ready for the next phase to be shown. Cold sparks flicker as the beat kicks in, every motion trembling under my skin. Bassline grinding like a charging storm, setting every thought into frantic form. Lights start swirling with a sharp ascent, energy glowing like it's finally spent. Tension rising tall in a glowing ring, right before the rush begins to sting. Voltage rush running through my core, shocking every heartbeat, wanting more. Riding on the surge of a heated drive, burning with the force, keeping me alive. Little lines dancing with a piercing tone, breaking through the noise like they stand alone. Snare snaps slicing through the motion blur, dragging all the static into a stir. Breakdown whispers like a distant hum, tones collapse soft as the rhythm's numb. Then the riser strikes with a sudden blast, throwing me back into the flow so fast. Voltage rush running through my core, shocking every heartbeat, wanting more. Riding on the surge of a heated drive, burning with the force, keeping me alive. Voltage rush running through my core, shocking every heartbeat, wanting more. Riding on the surge of a heated drive, burning with the force, keeping me alive. Sparks fade gently in a fading light, waves grow softer as they leave the night, but the voltage stays in a quiet stream, waiting for the beat to reignite the dream.
Red synth tearing through the endless grid. Every movement pulling time apart, syncing with the speed of a restless heart.
Hi-hat spark in a fractured spin, pressure squeezing everything within. Rising tone stretched like a final gasp before the drop falls with a violent clasp.
Hyperline collapse, shaking the ground, breaking through the night with a raging sound. Running with the force of a loaded blaze, lost inside the storm of the neon haze. Kick drum fires in a ruthless strike. Patterns warp fast as they start to spike. Glitching voices cut with a static flare, ripping through the dark in a frantic snare.
Breakdown melts in a hollow drift, silence bending with a subtle shift. Then the surge returns like a crashing tide, pulling all the chaos back inside.
Hyperline collapse, shaking the ground, breaking through the night with a raging sound. Running with the force of a loaded blaze, lost inside the storm of the neon haze. Dark waves soften into distant air. Echoes fade slow like they're stripped bare. Still the pulse waits in a shadowed frame, ready for the next collapse to reclaim.
Lights streak fast through the midnight haze, bass cuts deep in a collapsing blaze. Lead synth bends in a twisting slide, pulling every heartbeat to collide. Hi-hats flick like a spark in flame, pressure rising as the rhythm aims. RZA scream loud in a glowing climb, seconds ticking closer to the prime. Neon surge drifting through my veins, breaking every wall in electric chains. Riding on the rush with a burning glow, lost inside the wave of the undertow. surge remains in a quiet hum, waiting for the next beat to come.
Every beat locks with a rising thread. Bass shakes hard like a signal spread. Lead climbs high in a burning wave, pulling every step I try to save. Hi-hats scatter like a bursting rain, pressure climbing through the sonic chain. Rise or lift sharp like a breaking gate, holding every breath as I anticipate. Rapid pulse merging with my chest, driving through the lights with relentless zest, riding on the flow of a glowing stream, lost inside the rush of a fever dream. Kick drum drills like a racing spark, lead cutting clean through the pulsing dark. Every moving shape starts to interlace, circling around in a frantic chase. Downbeat drops out in a softened breath, silence crawling like a sharpened thread. Then the lift explodes like a sudden flame, dragging all the world back into the game. Rapid pulse merging with my chest, driving through the lights with relentless zest, riding on the flow of a glowing stream, lost inside the rush of a fever dream. Rapid pulse merging with my chest, driving through the lights with relentless zest, riding on the flow of a glowing stream, lost inside the rush of a fever dream. Echoes fade thin in a trembling glow, still the pulse, some soft in a quiet flow. Minor tones linger like a whispered call, waiting for the night to make them fall. Bass erupts loud like a bursting flame, lead synth spirals through the sonic frame. Every step lands with a trembling glow, pulling me faster as the rhythms grow. Lights blur quickly in a heated spin, pressure crawling underneath my skin. Resistors climb up with a tightening breath, ready to erupt with a sudden death. Sonic burn shifting through the air, breaking every wall with a brutal flare, running through the fire of a restless night, carried by the beat in a blazing flight. Blazing flight. Kick drums thunder in a rapid twist, patterns collide in a glowing mist. Vocal chops flicker like electric shards, cutting through the dark with a sharp disregard. Breakdown crumbles in a fragile hum, wide space breathing till the drop becomes. Then the blast returns with a rising roar, shaking all the ground of the crowded floor. Sonic burn shifting through the air, breaking every wall with a brutal flare, running through the fire of a restless night, carried by the beat in a blazing flight. slowly through the dim lit haze. Echoes drift out in the fading phase. Burn stays hidden in a quiet spark, waiting for the groove to restart the dark. Footsteps echo through the neon rain. Bass hits shaking every open vein. Lead notes flutter in a rising spin, pulling every heartbeat from within. Hi-hats scatter like a storming breeze. Rhythms twist tight with relentless ease. Tension boiling just beneath the line, just before the drop hits right on time. Night pulse drive, a guide in my rise, breaking through the rush with electrified ties, running through the noise like a glowing stream, driven by the beat in a fever dream. Fever dream. Kick drum stomps with the brutal pace. Patterns distort in a shifting chase. Vocals shatter in a glitching flow, cutting through the dark with the steady glow. Breakdown thins out in a lonely sweep. Silence curls inward, slow and deep. Then the surge returns like a roaring wave, dragging every moment I try to save. Night pulse drive, a guide in my rise, breaking through the rush with electrified ties, running through the noise like a glowing stream, driven by the beat in a fever dream. Night pulse drive, a guide in my rise, breaking through the rush with electrified ties, running through the noise like a glowing stream, driven by the beat in a fever dream. Fever dream. Beats fade softly in a silver hue. Night air calms as the rhythm grew. Pulse remains low in an echoing line, waiting for the track to realign. For sonic burn shift. Bass erupts sharp like a jagged flame. Lead synth soaring in a spiraled aim. Every beat snapping in a fierce attack. pulling every second that won't come back. Hi-hats ticking in a rapid race, tension rising fast in the shifting space. Rises stretching wide with a trembling gleam, moments set to break in a roaring stream. Pulse vector ignite through the night, driving all the motion into blinding light. Running with the shock of a heated spark, lost inside the rush of the glowing dark. Kick drum thunders in a charging stride, patterns twist sharp like they wanna collide. Vocal cuts gleam in a bouncing trail, piercing through the beat like a coated hail. Breakdown lifts in a hollowed breath, silence creeping close like a shadowed death. Then the rise returns with a blazing roar, tearing all the limits off the floor. Pulse vector ignite through the night, driving all the motion into blinding light. Running with the shock of a heated spark, lost inside the rush of the glowing dark. Pulse vector ignite through the night, driving all the motion into blinding light. Running with the shock of a heated spark, lost inside the rush of the glowing dark. Whoa. Blinding waves dim in a cooling fade, leaving only whispers the rhythm made. But the vector sleeps with a quiet spark, waiting to ignite again in